Alright, hello again. It's Creative Outlet Hobby, another knife review. Today I'm going to show you a much different form of knife. I have to admit that it is kind of a gimmick. It's not really an everyday carry knife, or even for that matter very usable. It is the Schrade out the front knife, Schrade Extreme Survival. Honestly, I think if I was in a survival situation, this might be the last knife I want to have. You can see it's gray. I think it's Zytel handle. It has a glass breaker on the end. I'm not sure how that's... I don't know. I guess it's interesting. It is legal. It is not an automatic knife. You have to push this device forward here a little bit before it triggers. It's not a dagger blade on this side. I would say that it's certainly not a toy, but it's, again, not very practical. Locking mechanism is really difficult. You can trigger, see, like you push it all the way back and it doesn't fully close. That's a fun thing in your pocket when you don't realize that. I think it's pretty low quality. Again, kind of knew what I was getting when I bought it, and that it was more of a fun thing to have, or versus anything that's practical. You can trigger it like that. It is pretty hard to trigger and close. I actually had to do this over and over again to wear it out a little bit. But sometimes you can trigger this, and it won't fully lock all the way. It's doing it there, but often it doesn't lock. So, when I bought this knife, I bought it locally. There's a safety mechanism on here that obviously was on safety. It took me forever to figure out how to open the knife. It was probably an hour or so trying to figure it out. And I wasn't in a spot where I had any other tools, but I had to go get a screwdriver and kind of wedge this all the way forward just for the thing to work. I thought it was broken or something. But it was. Safety's on. It's almost impossible to undo that safety, so I don't even use the safety anymore right there. There are two sets of safeties. This is one right here. It feels like it's almost going to fall off, but you can lock it up. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Yeah. Try that again. Yeah, I don't think I would trust that safety. Yeah, at your own risk on that one. So, it's pretty light. You see, in Schrade, pocket clip, out the front. Not sure what kind of steel it is. It's not very sharp. I can't imagine. It doesn't cut paper very well. Like I said, if you're in a survival situation, this is the last thing I'd want. It's actually kind of painful on the fingers to use. Practically, it's not even an easy blade to execute. If you have it in your hands, you want to get into a sturdy position quickly. So look at how you would have to hold this thing. You have to hold all the way back. It's kind of an unnatural hold here. Click it open, move your hands forward, and come to this kind of hold if you want to use it like this. And hopefully it locked up. In this case it did. So, that's one way. What I found is a more sure way of getting it open is hold it in the downward position like this, come down like that, and then you're more ready to go. But, what are you going to use that for? It's kind of an offensive or defensive pose that, I don't know, it seems kind of, I don't think I ever would use this. Not sure how sturdy the blade would be if you stab down on something. Maybe a phone book test on this one eventually. But let's see, it's got it for this knife. It's about $50–$60. I bought it locally. Could have probably, I'm sure, got it a lot cheaper off the internet. But it was kind of again a fun thing to look at. I've never had an out front knife before. So that is about it. I would say that I wouldn't recommend that you buy this, other than just as a fun trinket thing. You know, if you don't have an out the front knife, I think this is officially one anyways, but you know, consider it more of a fun thing to do than a need to buy. I would probably give it a 2 out of 10 on my rating scale. I am told that these are legal, at least the state that I'm in. You need to check your own local laws. Yeah, I don't know how long that law will be in existence, or how. I'm sure that you could be challenged on that. But the Schrade out the front extreme survival knife, 2 out of 10.